As I start to get closer to God, the more I realize that I have less worry in my life. See, when you have a very strong relationship with the Lord, right, the stronger it gets, the more brave you are, right, the more authority you have. And I'm talking spiritually and physically, right? On the physical aspect, you fear no man, right? The only being that you fear is the Lord. And I'm not talking fear as being afraid, but I'm talking fear as obedience. Whereas in the spiritual aspect, you're not scared of no wicked spirits. You're not scared of no demons or monitoring spirits. Once you realize your authority, you can just rebuke them just like that, and they're gone, right? I think a lot of us have forgotten our authority. I think a lot of us have forgotten our ability to, protect ourselves from any danger, to protect ourselves from any attacks from the enemy, right? I think a lot of us have forgotten the ability to discern and knowing if this attack that's happening is from the enemy or if this is my own doing, right? See, the more you get stronger within your authority, the stronger your relationship is with the Lord, the more you tend to realize that there's absolutely nothing for you to worry about. There is nothing for you to worry about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Life is short. You could be gone by tomorrow. So why constantly worry about the way you end? Why constantly worry about you not getting that $1,000 check, about you not getting that new car? The blessings will come, but in order for the blessings to come, you just have to worry about the present. You just have to worry about working hard in the present moment. The more that you worry about the future, right, it creates some type of anxiety within your mind to the point where you can't be productive, right? You can't bring out your full potential in yourself because you're constantly worrying about what could happen. You're constantly fretting about the position that you want to be in the future, right? And it's okay to have goals, but the more you worry about the future, the less time you appreciate, right? The more you worry about the future, the less gratitude you have for the present, right? That's why for a lot of people, time feels very fast, right? Because they're not appreciating the present moment that God has given them, right? They're not using their present moment to get closer to family members or get closer to God or get closer to themselves even, because they're so distracted with work and doom scrolling on social media and watching things that they shouldn't be watching, or procrastinating, or just dwelling within their own negative thoughts. If you want all of that to end, you have to strengthen your relationship with the Lord. If you want the anxiety to stop, right, the distractions to stop, you have to have authority within your life, right? And the only way you can get that authority is to realize that that authority is only given to you by God. And if you want God to give you that authority, you must seek Him, right? The Bible tells us that, right? You have to seek the Lord, bro. Right? He is not just going to come to you, right? And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, right? Especially atheists, right? They want God to just reveal Himself in front of them. Oh, if I see God's face, then I'll start believing. Who are you to say that? You're just a mere human being. You know what I mean? God doesn't have to do that. God doesn't have to listen to you, right? It's the other way around. God does not have to obey you. You have to obey God, right? You are not God Himself, right? You should not be ordering God around like as if He's a genie, right? Because if you keep on doing that, you will be punished. You will feel His wrath, right? And it may start from little and go all the way up to large, depending on how disrespectful you are to them. Right? I've experienced it. You know what I mean? I've experienced being prideful within myself and thinking that I have all control within my life, right? And whatever I do, I won't suffer consequences, right? I used to think like that. And as men of God, we have our own stories. We have our own individual stories. And the reason why you're going through such tough battles, the reason why you're going through such, bad things, I should say, is God just wants you to learn. That's it. He just wants you to learn. He just wants you to grow. But you cannot grow without going through something traumatic, right? Or going through something that changes your perspective of life, right? Every man of God has been through that moment, right? And there's going to be more moments to come. But each and every one of those situations, they're meant to get you closer to him, right? And y'all gotta understand that, right? Stop trying your very hardest to control life, right? Because you cannot control, the day that you die, right? That's inevitable, right? If you want to control something, just control right now. You know what I'm saying? Just control the present moment that's given to you right now. Stop trying so hard to look back in the past, right? Because if you look in the past, it definitely cannot be fixed, right? If you look in the future, it definitely cannot be altered unless you take care of the present moment right now, right? So stop worrying about the things that you cannot control, because the more that you worry about things that you can't control, the more it hinders your progress from not only getting closer to God, but just doing your daily tasks, right? If you're in the gym constantly worrying about how do I get this money, or how do I get in this position at this workplace, you're not going to, have controlled sets. You're not going to be able to build muscle or go heavy because you're constantly in your mind thinking, right? And sometimes all you got to do is just take action and just do, right? Instead of just thinking, right? And I tend to realize this myself, the more action I take and the less thinking I do, the more the results come to me, right? Same thing with, a business that you're starting up, right? The more you're just thinking about it constantly, the harder the results are going to come, right? But when you just focus on the present moment and just focus on editing, right? And just focus on what you can do now, right? And just focus on the consistency, the easier the results are going to come, right? You just got to be consistent with what you're doing, right? Whether it's playing ball, or creating content, or reading a book, reading your Bible, right? In order for a man to grow, he just has to be consistent regardless of the bad things that he's experienced in his life. If you can experience something traumatic and get up the next day and put all of your effort into something, that is what makes you grow, right? But if you let the enemy damage you and you just sit on it and dwell on it and not take any action, then he's won. And that's not what we want to happen. You know what I'm saying? Try your very best to be that man who says, the enemy can't touch me. No matter what I do, no matter the things that I go through, the enemy cannot touch me. Because in Psalms 91, it says, although I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. So take note of that. Always remember that life is too short for you to be worrying 24/7. when all you gotta do is just be consistent with what you got going on, bro. And don't worry about nothing. With that being said, I'm going. Peace.